Welcome to Area DMG.
Welcome back to Area DMG. I am your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and today we're unboxing exactly what you saw in the thumbnail and in the little pre-thing. It's actually something I'd opened before, but I realized, wait a second, I should probably do a video for this because, one, it comes with some neat stuff. If you can track it down. I pre-ordered this from a website before it came out because it's kind of a tradition of mine to pre-order or try and get like things like Story of Seasons or Harvest Moon, etc. I like the little stuffed animals that sometimes come with them. This one didn't come with a stuffed animal though. Ordered it from a site that was like, oh, we're sold out. I'm like, wait a second, no you're not. I put this in and it took forever and it kept getting delayed. Eventually they got it to me. And I opened it, I'm like, wait, you know, I should probably do a video for this. I've actually opened it and played it for a couple hours and I'm like, this is a pretty great game. It feels a little bit more like the Harvest Moon on the original Game Boy. That do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah. But anyways, this is Harvest Moon, or rather, sorry, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. It's a remix or a remaster of the Friends of Mineral Town from the old one. There's a newer Story of Seasons coming out. That's of course going to be built, you know, from the ground up and all that. But this is the this is Friends of Mineral Town, right? Let's take a look at here. Discover the wonders of life on a farm. Return to Mineral Town to see friendly faces, old and new. Experience a game entirely remade for the series' lively Nintendo Switch debut. So the actual real Story of Seasons will be next year. We're going to probably see that next year. It's going to be one of those games that I pre-order for next year, like Shin Megami Tensei 5, ooh, and Digital Devil Saga. Yeah. I'm actually looking, next year's going to be immense. I mean, let's see, Breath of the Wild 2, the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. It's going to be a good year for RPGs. And also, we've heard that, like, I mean, there is a rumor that we may get an Etrian Odyssey. I'd like that. But anyways, yeah, this is Marvelous put this out, and you know what? Marvelous, if you're going to remaster things, right? If you're going to remaster some stuff and put that out there, Made in Heaven is a pretty decent little game on the Nintendo 3DS. Why not remaster it for the Switch? Get us some voice acting in there, right? Some more voice acting. It's already good. Or, oh man, you know what I'd love to see on the Switch? Stella Glow. I mean, we got Alliance Alive, right? And I'm like, ooh, we got Alliance Alive. We should get some of the other stuff too. Heck, this year we're getting remasters, or rather not remasters, re-releases of Final Fantasy Legend 1, 2, and 3. So the original Saga games that were on the old Game Boy are going to be on there. We won't get remasters of those, sadly, but oi, there's some really great games that really should be on the Switch, but aren't, but they're on like the Nintendo 3DS, you know? I should do another video about that, be like, hey, games we still don't have on the Switch, about what, 3 years in, that are on the Nintendo 3DS that really should be on the Switch? This is a game from the original Game Boy Advance. This is a remaster of the Game Boy Advance game, so let's take a look at the back. Warp! Yep. Yep. And the front. And we're going to go ahead and open it up. Bing! Bump. Now this is why I want to open this up on camera, right? Okay, there's the game. Tastes like bitter harvest. Harvesta. It's Harvesta. It's a Pokemon. Anyways, and then there's this little book, which I like this. This is pretty great. You got little comics in here in the back. Yep. You have some stuff about the, like, your basics for it. And remember, this is from the Game Boy Advance, so it's got some of the more simplistic mechanics. So you're not looking at something that's like all the way up its own stuff, like say Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley has all sorts of innovations to it, and all sorts of little things that's kind of like I would say that Stardew Valley is the Story of Seasons, and Harvest Moon, what that weird little Smash Brothers thing that they made. You remember that one? It was like had pixel art, and they just kept adding characters to it. That. Where Stardew Valley is like, hey, these are the fans trying to take on the Super Nintendo version of Harvest Moon and remake that. Whereas this one here is like, this is a Game Boy Advance one. It's got some of the people that worked on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color ones, and it's got like a lot of neat little stuff. Pretty much basic story as all other Harvest Moon things. You get a farm, you make the farm profitable. I do like, though, that it's got this wonderful little reversible cover. And what I like about this reversible cover is that it feels like an old Famicom game. Famicom games have this type of orientation, and that's pretty great. I kind of feel like the Nintendo Switch could actually have smaller cases, but I know why they have these cases like this. And the reason they have cases like that is because, well, people have a tendency to shoplift, and you want cases that are not smaller than that, because that's why Vita cases always had to be behind all sorts of things, because those would get stolen a lot. And that's why we have these long cases, but I honestly feel like these could be about half that size. Right? But no, I like it. It looks good. See, this is pretty good looking. And the game is pretty good looking. I played a little bit of it, about an hour or so, and it's good. It's a Harvest Moon, or rather, Story of Seasons that I remember, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. And to be perfectly honest, too, I know that Natsume isn't the best these days, and they've kind of they've taken some bad turns with Harvest Moon, but some of their Harvest Moon stuff, like, they keep trying to do something with it, and eventually they'll succeed with, like, making something that's kind of like, I would say that Natsume, Stardew Valley is what the fans want Harvest Moon from the Super Nintendo to be. Story of Seasons is what the director wants Harvest Moon to be going forward. Story of Seasons. And then Natsume is making their own thing, which for a while was like, hey, we kind of like stuff from Minecraft, let's do that. They're doing their own thing. They're kind of like, you go, when you look through, like for example, let's say Story of Seasons or Original Harvest Moon is kind of like Farmville. And then games that are trying to be Farmville, those are what Natsume is making. Like the ones that you see on the cell phone. Kind of like, this is Breath of the Wild, and Harvest Moon is Genshin Impact, but not anywhere near as good. That type of thing. But yeah, this is Story of Seasons, Friends in Mineral Town. It's really relaxing. And it's kind of like, hey, I'm going to go take a look at my farm. And then I'm not really, like, pressured, essentially. Actually, I had some real problems getting into Story of Seasons initially, because I was told that, no, you have to do all this stuff by such and such time. Turns out you don't. And people trying to get me into it and telling me that were just lying. So, yeah. Now, you can take that as slow as you want. Same with Story of Seasons. You can take this as slow as you want. And I'm like, good. Because I like the menial tasks of planting things, watering them every day, then harvesting them. In fact, I do that right now in Animal Crossing with pumpkins. Yeah. But yeah, that's Harvest Moon, Friends in Mineral Town. Let me know in the comments below if you've picked this up and what you like better. This one or this one. I think you can get more clothing and more clothing design through these characters. I would like more clothing designs for the characters. Anywho, that's Story of Seasons, Friends in Mineral Town. Pretty good game. Pick it up if you're a fan of old school Harvest Moon, or if you're a fan of Stardew Valley, or if you're a fan of, I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff out there. There's a bunch of different stuff that's kind of like this, like Atomic Crops, for example. Yeah, Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think. Hit that thumbs up, share button, subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here on Area DMG. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.